Hello everyone, I'm Gigafo, and today I'm going to show you 3 Warlock decks for your Ashes of Outland experience. This is the 9th in a series of 10 videos, showcasing 3 decks for each class. 1 budget, 1 moderately expensive, and 1 very expensive deck. I tried to make each deck unique, fun, and competitive. Now, without further ado, let's get into today's first deck. The first deck I made for Warlock is a Zoo Warlock. This deck combines the Galakrond package with the Pain Warlock package that we've been gradually getting over the course of a few expansions. Now, the goal of this deck is to get value from self-damage outlets, and you're going to use those to get value from Dark Glare, Diseased Vulture, and Zeraku the Warped. It's going to be pumping out small minions all the time. It's going to be making big plays with mana from Dark Glare, and it's going to be doing that with the buffs from Imprisoned Scrap Imp. Now, I saw a lot of success in Descent of Dragons with the Zoo version of Galakrond Warlock. I had the same amount of success with the self-damage Zoo in Saviors of Uldum. So I think combining these packages with the added benefit of Dark Glare and Imprisoned Scrap Imp will be very good. Since this deck isn't as fast, I added 1 copy of Sacrificial Pack to give this deck survivability. One thing I forgot is Faceless Corruptor. So if you're making this deck, make it with Faceless Corruptor. And I would replace Blazing Battle Mage. Now, as I said, I think this deck will be successful because it combines 2 packages that were previously successful, that being the Pain Warlock package and the Galakrond Warlock package, and puts them together. I think that'll make this deck a force to be reckoned with in the end. The second deck I made for Warlock, and the one I teased in the last episode, is a Handlock, but with a twist. It has Shadow Council in it. Now this is a 1-mana Warlock spell that replaces your hand with random demons. It gives them +2/+2. At first glance, this card looks horrible. It looks like a meme in Faith with Renounced Darkness. But as Trump has said, and has shown in the demos of this deck, it can be successful if you get Imprisoned Scrap Imp on turn 1 or 2 with the coin on turn 1, and then you get Shadow Council on turn 3, you play that on turn 2 or 3, and Imprisoned Scrap Imp buffs your whole hand, which makes your hand +4/+4 demons. That is absolutely insane. It's like Embiggen, but with a few more steps, but with less hassle. You don't even need to pay more mana for the cards. You just get them in your hand, and they're really big now. Other than this combo, the goal of this deck is to control the board and to gain cards. Those 2 packages go hand in hand with cards like Dark Skies and Abyssal Summoner. This deck also has a dragon package in Bigglewhelp, Twilight Drake, Crazed Netherwing, Zeraku, and Alexstrasza. Those dragons enable Scale Rider and Netherbreath. I think this deck will be very successful in the meta. The most successful Warlock deck I've made. The Shadow Council and Prison Scrap Imp combo can carry its own weight. The Handlock package is time tested and has been proven to work. I think this deck is going to be the most threatening Warlock deck in the meta. The last deck I made for Warlock is a Quest Big Demon Warlock.
Give me a moment to explain! You have no idea the magnitude of what you're dealing with!
The main goal of this deck is to get Supreme Archaeology activated as quickly as possible, drawing tons of cards with Plot Twist. That way, you can get out tons and tons of huge bodies that stick or do something when they die, such as Colossus of the Moon and Scrapyard Colossus. When you get these minions out on the field with Fellord Betrug, they gain Rush, but then die. And this is a good thing for this deck, because I'm running Kenrathod Ebonlock in this deck. Kenrathod Prime summons 3 demons that died this game. Now, normally this ability isn't very good in most Warlock decks. In Galakrond Warlock, a bunch of imps died, so that ruins your res pool. In Zoo, you have a bunch of flame imps and voidwalkers you don't want to resurrect. But in this deck, this ability truly shines with Supreme Abyssal, the abyssals that Abyssal Summoner creates, and the star of the show, Magtheridon. Those demons are gonna be huge when they come out. Remember when I said I sometimes value creativity over competitiveness? Yeah, this definitely is the case with this deck. This is definitely a more creative deck rather than a competitive one. But before we get into today's sneak peek, I just want to say two things. The first being a huge thank you to everyone who's stuck with the series for this long. Seeing this much publicity on this channel, even though it's only, 30 or so views per video, I don't mind. It's great to see that anybody at all is coming to watch something that I've created and spend hours every day doing. And I love that people would come and contribute to the theory crafting and contribute to the community. I just appreciate that what I've set out to do for this week has some result. And I'd like to thank everyone who's contributed to that. The next is a little door into what I'm going to do in the future. Obviously, there's going to be the Warrior deck showcase video, which is the last in the series. Right after that, when the expansion comes out, I will post a video of my pack opening. Maybe even some gameplay bundled in. Who knows? We'll see. But the first deck I want to try out is definitely going to be Secret Burgle Rogue. I think that's the deck I'm most proud of, and it's kind of my original creation, and it's kind of my baby, so I wanna see if it works. But yeah, as I've said before, I'm gonna try to get to every single deck I've made, if I can. Maybe not some of the more expensive ones, but I'll try to do as many as I can. I'll try to post some gameplay, at least highlights of the decks working or not working. But content may slow down or stop because of schools coming back up after the quarantine stuff. Be sure to look out for the last deck showcase and my pack opening video. And that's going to wrap up my showcase of these decks. If you have any suggestions or ideas, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I would love if this turned into a collaborative effort to build the best decks for the expansion. The deck codes for the decks I made are in the description, so feel free to use them in any way you want. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.